Yeah, Jacksonville has been very pleasantly warm. It has been spring-like weather for quite a bit. All right, again, guys, thank you for listening in on this cast. We're starting game number 4, and as I do that, I will remind you, please donate. All donations do go to foreign players. I really want to have the money to have a great tournament at the end of the year. Hopefully, I could get Africa TV involved again as an ASL sponsor. Actually, I believe like I added the ASL logo, but my webcam is in front of it. Yeah, Africa TV. I need to add it somewhere else because I forgot my webcam would be in front. Now remember, Africa TV, this is actually being casted on my Africa TV channel at the same time using Restream.io. This is on ASL2 ENG2 for Africa TV. So if you want to catch the VODs there or just show some support, or if you would, please watch me live on Saturday and Sunday for the Africa Star League team battles. I do those casts with a flash for the win. But other than that, yeah, if we could get Africa TV to sponsor a monster tournament at the end, and we will have a good prize pool for the top 3 players. That's what I'm thinking. We want to have a good year for foreign players and not just Korean players. Let's be selfish. And how about that Brood War HD that's supposed to be on the way? Lots of hype and chat about that, but I think all of us here are very skeptical of Brood War HD. Even if they change the graphics can break stuff. Literally, Zerglings, if they're the wrong number of pixels, can no longer or can break walls and just split through stuff. Maybe if they make animations that require more sprites or less sprites, they hit the sprite limit, which causes units to bug out quicker. There's just always a lot of questions that come with changing a game, and a lot of people cite Counter-Strike and that patch, the famous patch that set apart the community and completely split them for good, at least until I think CSGO came out and is doing quite well. Okay, so let's talk about this game because Bonyth is going back to his strategy from game number 1 on Crown and Scepter, where he's got a gateway out at the front. It's going to be a pretty fast Zealot. Meanwhile, we have a very hard to see Brown Terran player, Non, who is down 3-0 and is going to have to try and hold off against everything here on game number 4. Sniper Ridge, a 4-player map, the questionable logo in the middle, of course, and then this barracks is going to be finishing up. This is looking very, very standard. Bonyth knows that this is going to be to his advantage because this Zealot early pressure means that he's not... Oh, he's walling off. Okay, so I wasn't sure if he would wall off this quickly, but he will be walling off, and the Marine is going to have a good spawn. You see, so the Marine spawns very effectively over here, and it's going to see the Zealot right away and have to run back home. It's going to go, oh, shit. No, it missed it. This Marine. Oh, what a poor guy. Meanwhile, the next one should be popping out in just a second. The Zealot is going to be seen. It cannot get through. So the Marine can get through, but the Zealot can't because one's fat and what is not. So this Marine on the high ground. You see, it can just kind of chase between this pixel perfect movement for the Marine. And these Zealots will not be able to get inside. Is there a disadvantage here? I say there is. I think that we are seeing Non with the advantage in the early game as long as these Zealots don't get like an actual supply depot kill. Because 200 minerals have been delayed, the Dragoon count is going to be lower. The additional gateway here actually is where Bonyth is going to try and make things up. By adding in the second gateway, he's going to have a really strong Goon early count. And actually, I agree with this decision to go 2-gate fast Goon because this is a close position again. And remember, that 2-fact all-in can play off really strong. 6-fact pressure for close spawn, another very, very aggressive opening that Non can go for. So Non has the advantage by being a strong aggressor. And except for in this situation where we're seeing that it's going to be too fast 2-gate Goon before the expansion. So Bonyth is really allowing himself to take a strong army lead first and then go for economy second. These two Zealots are just going to be sitting out here. How many Marines will Non continue to produce? And siege mode is finally coming before the Spider Mine upgrades. I like this. Non has consistently gone for Vulture upgrades first, but by getting this siege tank we will actually be able to see a siege expand effectively occur for Non. And I think that that's exactly what Non needs, is to go siege expand and then to have a 2-fact follow-up if he wants to, or go straight to 4-fact. Well, because this is going to be really more of a fake double style anyway, the command center is going to be on the way. And once the command center finishes up, now Bonyth has the opportunity to still expand and get a nexus at this location, which will kind of even out the timings, because this command center is going to have to lift and land over at this location. If the nexus starts right now, both players will be even on their expansions. There's 3 Dragoons here, and the Dragoons actually can't effectively engage in here, because if they try and snipe this siege tank on the low ground, this siege tank is already going to start hitting all the way out here. So it's going to provide a lot of defense, almost baiting these Protoss units in. And Bonyth is going to take the risk. He's going to bite. He's going to go for this. And I love that Non is going straight for this bunker at the front too, because he really wants to hold this position. Now, taking down the SCV, not as important as him trying to come in here and get that tank. But this tank on the high ground, it's the one that's going to be doing the heavy damage. This tank in A mode is going to be great too. So how many of these Dragoons did he actually hit? It seems like a few of their shields. So half the shields on each Dragoon seem to have gotten lowered, but only 2 Zealots and 1 Dragoon went down. That is great for Non, because he still has the ability to lift this command center, expand, and there's not left for much for Bonyth to actually stay aggressive with. 5 Dragoons isn't going to be enough against 3 siege tanks, and at this point, we have to start seeing what's Bonyth's transition going to be from here. The robotic support bay. It's been a very aggressive unit for Bonyth. And I think this is good because we've seen, other than last game, Non goes light on turrets. And also, this is a close shuttle distance. So close by air favors Protoss in this scenario. There is a hole. So there is a hole specifically right here. If Protoss can get through it. This is what the observer is trying to find. If he can get perfect... Well, actually, maybe this is covered. I think that the turret might have a good spotting. Now, if a Protoss player is going to be strong here and try and risk it, you keep an observer alive, or maybe even 2 observers, and lead them in through the turret ring to get that Reaver out and into the main command center. There's going to be a lot of decision making that has to come out of this Reaver micro if Bonyth does want to try and get some economical damage done. I like this though. He's keeping tabs in. He's trying to see where the turrets are inside this natural base, and these 2 turrets are also in a very good position. This can be tough because if you can lead with 2 Zealots and 1 Reaver, you can actually pick off this turret very quickly, and with the 2 Zealots that you drop down, and then the Reaver should have a shot off to kill off these SCVs. I imagine that maybe this would be the best possible spot for Protoss to engage into. Alright, where's that shuttle? Speed is almost finished. It looks like he is going to head towards the natural. So Bonyth is actually thinking at the same wavelength that we are. But he's going to go with Dragoon instead of Zealot, because he doesn't want to produce Zealots. Zealots are going to be slightly less effective. That was a great pickoff. Totally worth taking the damage. As you can see, it was only shield damage. So once again, there is going to be the rejuvenation on these Dragoons, and they'll be strong full force. So there's no turret over here. How did Bonyth find such a perfect weakness? There is a hole in this army, and the SCVs are going to need to be pulled. Initial Scarab going off on the Marines first to take care of any anti-air that will be able to fend over at this location. And the Reaver gets a Scarab shot off. 26 SCVs in total. The Marines dying is less of a concern. I think that's a trade that Non will always continue to take here. But if Bonyth can get a few more SCV kills, I think he can get some tank damage. This can be very frustrating. Oh my god! All those SCVs missed out on the conga line. It seems like this Reaver is still actually not getting the lucky shots that it needs to just completely favor this game. Look at this! Okay, so we've been focused on the Reaver, and if you've been wondering where all these Marines are coming from, here it is. We are seeing like the Deep 6 type build. This is a nearly deep 6. Where's the academy? Are there medics that are coming out? Where are the medics? Yeah, so medics are coming on the way here. So this is like a deep 5 moderation. And actually, Scan is someone who plays very popular with this style build. I believe there's 2 factories and 9 barracks. That is the style of play that Scan does that actually defeats Protoss players, including Bisu. Scan was defeated by a build very, very similar to this. So it would be nice if we had Skyroo in the chat, the real Skyroo and not the fake one, to confirm or deny whether this is on track for the same build. Well, lots of bio coming out here, but they have to be microed really well. Remember that Reavers can just wreck these Marines so effectively. 3 Marines dying right away. The stim coming out though, the medics in the background, Non taking a huge risk, but his bio forces just cannot survive the tyranny of double Reaver. This speed shuttle is absolutely a monster. This siege tank has been enough to at least keep the Dragoons back. Bonyth doesn't want to take any risks as he sees himself closer and closer to winning this game. And now more Scarabs are coming off, killing off all the medics. I think that he closes this game out right now with a couple more good Scarab shots. But you know what? All the Dragoons are dead. All the Dragoons are dead. He's got 25 SCVs, which isn't so bad, against 42 probes. So this expansion is going to be really good for Bonyth. Bonyth does have, I guess, the nice tech advantage, because what's a man to do with 5 racks other than continuing to build them? Now, like, if it's Medic Firebat versus a ton of Zealots, Medic Firebat will win every day, because Firebats do some pretty baller damage. Those 2 SCVs dying at the front was very unfortunate. A stim coming in here, there's no way that the shuttle is going to risk getting picked off by trying to get the Reaver, and so it will just send itself home and just sit there sad that it doesn't have anything to transport from inside its belly. Reavers are fun company inside of a shuttle, aren't they? Okay, so the scan goes down. Storm has been acknowledged, and Storm doesn't need to be used quite yet, but it is available for at least both of these High Templar. And the Storm actually can be useful against the tanks. I wouldn't be surprised if that is where the Storm does go down. Get ready for it. 1 Storm down at the bottom. No Storms there. And Non, he loses all his aggressive units one more time. But if you know anything about 5 racks, you can get a lot of Marines back very, very quickly. I wonder if Kokit would have been successful with 5 racks, because he did that so abusively well against Zerg players. I'm kind of sinking down on my seat here. Let me rearrange. Oh my god, this game. It's got me so confused. It's 5 racks, constant tank pressure. DTs are coming in here. So DTs are brutal. 40 damage. Let me just do the math. 40 damage and a 40 health. Okay, can you see that? Marines will get one-shotted. So as long as he can burn all these scans off, what's the scan situation? 1 scan available here. No scan. 1 scan. That's all he has. So if he can force 1 more scan, he can force a detection GG by not being able to defend against this. Okay, so the DT's coming in here. Oh, they kill 1, 2, several Marines. This is disgusting. He gets the tank. The scan goes down. Is he really going to get away? No! No! This Dark Templar, you dirty SOB, doesn't have any kills now, so would have died in shame if it did end up dying off at that point. All the Marines are heading towards the north, trying to add some ulterior pressure. Meanwhile, this is a heavy gateway build that we're seeing from Bonyth. Instead of going for those carriers that we usually see, it's going to be like a very standard type looking game. Double forge upgrades, lots of ground units. This is like the 1A, 2A, 3A Protoss that we are used to seeing in the past. And it's doing oh so well. Only 21 SCVs. The worker count has stopped. There's no more worker count. And I think that this is really just a slow death animation from Non, who hasn't been able to get much done. Oh, I'm sorry, all these units are trying to sneak their way in here, but they will get killed off. GG, Non loses game number 4, Bonyth taking the lead even further away. All right. We've got no-name facts. Let's get through them. What a game. What a game. That did not make sense to me. But No Name is just trying to do what he can. Isn't this adorable? Isn't this adorable? Let's let the ADD run with it. Okay, are you spring, summer, fall, or winter person? No Name. He says, I used to run, jog a lot, so I never really was a fan of summer season, mainly because it's too hot. I used to love the spring and autumn the most. Winter became the part of my favorite list too. And so because winter was added on as kind of like a later thing, we have on the left fall and on the right spring. Oh, it's so adorable. It's so adorable. What do you think about the kitten? Those doe eyes. I've got a little one on the way. Guys, I have a boy who will be born in June, and I have the funniest story for you. So my wife is sitting there, or just actually she's laying on top of the sheets in bed, and she goes, Patrick. She goes, I'm sorry, Bisou Dagger. You guys don't know me by my real name. She goes, Patrick. She goes, come here, quick. And look at this. And she's got her phone on her belly, and she's like, it's rippling. It's literally shaking like the scene from Jurassic Park. So what do? We go out. The series is not over, by the way. There's one more game at least. But anyway, I go and I get a clear water cup and I put it on her belly, and we literally have a little T-Rex inside of her belly because it's making it ripple. I can't make a pregnant belly on screen. The camera's too high. But it is quite the coolest thing to have a little baby just make my wife's abdomen a punching bag. Oh, speaking of children, you can see where my heart is today. I am soft. I am the softest as you can get. No Name, if you were a vegetable, what vegetable would you be? He says, I think I'd like to be a watermelon. My favorite fruit. Who does that? Who puts a kid in that? What a great use for a watermelon shell. But look at this one. Clearly he's mad because he just pooped a little in the watermelon. There weren't seeds in there a minute ago, but he just put them in there. Oh, the ripple, the T-Rex ripple video will be on for next cast. So if you guys want to see that on her belly, we will be providing that video in the next cast, and it will be fun. Okay, I think that's all of the No Name facts. Yep. So we're gonna end on watermelon. Yeah, that's like a guy, like one of those punching bag dummies that's unzipping a watermelon over. And look at this girl. She's just like, she's up to something. Oh, mischief managed. Now I do see that there is a Skyroo in the chat. Is this the same Skyroo that trolled everybody from last time? I can promote someone to mod, and today's mod promotion is gonna go to Storku. Congratulations, Storku! Thank you for being a continued fan of the Fight Clubs. I see you here often adding to the chat itself. So you have been earned a mod privilege on the Team Liquid Net channel. So congratulations. And now let's go ahead, create game number 5. And it's going to be on... Oh, I'm going to keep this one a secret. I'll keep it secret. Like Gandalf says, keep it secret, keep it safe. Oh, click it fast! Oh, you see it, whatever. Okay, game number 5 on Benzene. Bonyth going for the shutout. What a monster, what a monster. He's fighting around the world. Alright. Polish Protoss player spawning down here at the bottom left. It will be Bonyth or Terran. What do we say he is? He is Romanian. Our Terran Romanian player spawning at the top right. It is sas.non. Now, let me see here. Someone confirming. The real one is Skyroo 1004. Okay, good. Okay, cool. It is real scan. Thank you. You guys are the you guys are the authority of who is real and who is not. because there was clearly someone who was trolling the chat the last time we were casting. I think that was during the KCM Legend matches. And those of you who want to watch more of those, come back in 2 days. We'll be watching those. And I am your only resource for insider vision of Korean replays. So seriously, if you want to continue to have that, I love your support. I love that you guys come and ask me questions. Let's get really, really topical and engaged in those casts as best we can. Someone gave me a lot of slack on the YouTube channel, by the way, for missing something in a fight, even though I casted 3 hours in a row on a day that I was completely exhausted. Oh my God. Come on, I'm doing this on my own free time. Cut me some slack sometimes, please. But Fight Club, expect the best. Expected, of course. Big Fan versus V1. Going to be watched on week 8. And Fight Club week 8. So that's going to be really important, too. That you guys come and show support for your #1 graphics lead for the StarCraft 1 section. All the graphics that you see are primarily V1 because he is awesome. A red on Team Liquid. And then, of course, you have... there's a gas steal. We need to point that out. And then, of course, you have a Big Fan who has been promoted to a red because he manages all of the news that gets outputted for Brood War. So he is an awesome dude too. Although sometimes I have to bail him out and post news up for him. And if you guys don't know, I have those privileges to actually put the news up on the Team Liquid website. I have murdered the Team Liquid website multiple times and had to have Plexa bail me out a multitude of times. Just to get repetitive here. So this assimilator has prevented this gas from coming up, and I would expect a Rax expand. That would be the best optimal thing that Non can do. So this is a 2-player map, and this is why the gas deal happened. If you're not familiar with it, it's something that I have to repeat on Benzene because it happens so often. And Bonyth knew exactly what his game plan was going to be. But there's a second Rax out here. Has this been seen? I need to pause. We need to figure this out. It hasn't. Oh my God. This is a 2 Rax aggressive play coming out right now. Lots of Marines being produced. These Marines are going to look like they're taking out the assimilator, but it's going to turn into a 2 Rax all in. Non might be able to take a game with this. I think that this is possible. There's a Zealot that is roaming. The Zealot is very curious what Non is doing because Bonyth didn't see any additional buildings being built. It didn't seem like a CC was going to be on its way. And this Zealot, it's almost there again. You can see that it bridged the gap between the vision points, but unfortunately not going to be good enough. And Bonyth, he's in a bad spot. He's building another Dragoon. He is going to be a little light on units regardless. And is this another Zealot that is coming on its way out? These 2 Zealots, oh, these SCVs, this is all in. And he's going to know right away that this is all in because the SCVs are coming off the line. This Zealot is getting pulled so quickly. Everything's got to go home, and this Zealot is heading home too. And Bonyth is in oh shit mode. These gateways. So a second gateway comes down, shield battery immediately. And how good is the crisis management for Bonyth? He loses his Zealot, and losing that Zealot was actually pretty key. The production should be constant from this barracks, especially because it's going to be the closer barracks. The re-macro of units is going to be very important. The second round of Marines that comes in here to attack is going to be very, very integral for Non if he wants to be able to win this. Another supply depot coming down. He wants to make sure that he does not get food capped, which you can see that he's max capped right now at 34-34, which is bad. This Dragoon on the high ground, a second. Oh, he canceled the shield battery so he could guard on the ramp instead of at the pylon. He wants to make sure that these units don't get up on the high ground. A bunker is being built on the low ground. I love this. Non is actually coming out super aggressive. If he can get the Zealot, if he can get this super aggressive Zealot at the front, then he might be able to win this game. Non, he's got it all. He's got 13 Marines, 16 SCVs against 19 probes, 1 Zealot, and 2 Dragoons. We've seen crazier wins, though. Remember the 14-kill Dragoon. Remember, it can happen. These Dragoons do have the shield battery, but and this micro from Bonyth is always absolutely ridiculous. I feel like this chasing almost isn't good because he's not stimming in effectively against these Dragoons. Lots of damage is going down. Too many Marines have been lost at this point. He's now focusing on pylons. I feel like he should focus on pylons and defend at the bunker, but not. Instead, he lost way too many units, and Bonyth somehow is going to win. He's defending this perfectly. Bonyth is a monster. Who will be able to unsheath this beast? Oh, so many Dragoons. 6 Dragoons piling out. A command center on the way. Non knows that this is his last game. He doesn't want to sacrifice it all. 18 probes. Meanwhile, 12 SCVs. The work count is too far behind. And the victory march from these Dragoons are heading across. GG! Bonyth does it! Here for the Polish Protoss as he does win another game. Wow. Wow. Bonyth winning 5-0 fashion. What a beast. Let me go ahead and update that score. Give me a second, and then we will go into the selection for next week's player. I don't know who is going to beat Bonyth. He may end up just winning the next 10 weeks in a row. Oh, let's see. All right, cool. You guys are all getting excited behind this too. You guys are catching up to the GG. How is Bonyth so good? This is what Koget looked like versus Zerg players. Bonyth is doing this against Terran players. Oh god, the cycle continues. The dominance itself. Okay, I believe if I open up my web page over here. Okay, let's see if I do this now here. Mozilla Firefox. Cool. Now let's go to my Google Drive, my Fight Club Drive. It's getting rather large. Starting to fill up all that drive space. Guys, hang out as we do the player selection for next week. Always really important. All right, Fight Club. Is this week 8? I can't see it. Okay, here we go. I believe week 8 doesn't have that many signups. Oh, a couple people trickled in here. Yeah, I see Eon Zerg and True Touch on there. Going to be important that we get some of the higher level players, but you know what? We random.org this. There are plenty of games left. Remember, there's still, what is this, week 7? So we have 8 weeks left. Plenty of opportunity for everybody on this list to make it in and earn some money. Going to the random generator. We need to go here. Okay, so that will work for you guys. 2 is the minimum. 6 is the maximum. Generate! 4. Oh, yeah. True Touch didn't even want to sign up, and now he has been selected. Bonyth versus True Touch. The PVZ is real. Okay, here we go. His fish rank True Touch. His fish ID True Touch. His IC Cup rank True Touch. Oh, yeah. All right, so if you guys aren't hyped up for week 8, we're going to have True Touch versus Bonyth in a best of 9, a best of 5 between V1 and Big Fan. Things couldn't get any better than this. This is literally going to be the absolute best. So just remember that. These players I'm sure are going to be preparing. I'm going to have some great questions for True Touch. Can't wait to learn more about him in our True Touch slideshow in week 8. So guys, catch me in 2 days on Thursday, and we will be watching KCM week 2, and then Africa Star League team battle. I guess we're getting into our final 2 days, I believe, on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Thank you so much for watching this with me. Let me throw up the giant winner text. Of course, it goes to Bonyth. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to wrap up. Guys, you guys have been awesome. A fun chat. Thank you again. I am your host, BC Dagger. Hopefully I have a co-caster with me next week, because that will be very integral for the Big Fan versus V1 Trash Talk and the True Touch versus Bonyth matchup. Everyone, take care. I'm just going to play this intro video that I got from where it was left off as an outro. Goodbye.